Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Yeah, here in front of Sybil, who has a quest for us. In particular, a new dungeon. Dishonor before death. Time heals all wounds, or so say those who have never experienced true pain. More than 30 summers passed since I carried the standard of the Darklight Raiders into Cutter's Cry, but not a day goes by that I don't see the faces of the friends I lost that fateful day. Geralt the Red and his loyal second, Orbrist Stillwater, Simon the Sweet, always armed with a jab and a jest. Our ever ireful mage, Chiran Zabran, as quick to cast as he was to temper. Formone Thousandgill, never has there lived a man with a tighter grip, be it on his sword or his coin. And let us not forget one Ilm Elson. Although it's hard to fathom now what with all the adventurers scampering about like rabbits in the spring, there was once a time when bands of mercenaries were who the city-states turned to when in need of a blade. The Darklight Raiders being the biggest and best of them bands. Ishgardian funded forays into hellish pits like the Aurum Vale would earn us a king's ransom in a matter of days. Though it would take a night of devil's play at the Mirage to see it gone from our purses. But so was the life of a raider. That is, until we took that job at Cutter's Cry. My brothers and I stood against herds of giant buffaloes on Ogomoro, snubble infestations on the Pearl, legions of cold-blooded Sahagin from the abyssal depths of the Indigo Deep. But none of it prepared us for the horrors we faced in Hell's brute holes. None of us prepared us for the Chimera. The bards still sing of a day 7 of the realm's finest warriors set off into the bowels of that forsaken place. But only saw one return. Sybil the Stoic, spared by the beast so that he may warn all others who would be foolish enough to attempt to despoil the Chimera's lair. My apologies, you did not come to hear the guilt-ridden rambling of an old man. But if you have a moment, I was wondering if I could ask you a favor. The final wish of an ailing soul seeking peace with his past before departing on his journey through the 7 gates. In each of the 30 summers since escaping from the maw of a terrible beast, I have returned to its lair to pay the proper respects to my fallen compatriots. However, the years have finally caught up with old Sybild, and try as I might, no longer can these bones make the trek alone. If it is not too much to ask, would you travel to Cutter's Cry in my stead and place this bouquet of flowers upon the resting place of the Darklight Raiders? Yeah, Instance of Analan is the dungeon. That's Cutter's Cry, a labyrinth of sand-ridden caverns, and you hear that? That sounds like the whooping snort of a fire catches? That's the Chimera. Not that I've seen it. Sure, go right on in if you're certain of your ability to make it out in one piece. Just don't expect me to go trotting in there after you, no matter how hard you wail and holler. Ah, you promised old Sybil the Stoic, did you? He's what's called a man of principle, he is. A little too much principle, I'd say. What's wrong with wanting to live when you have a wife at home big with child? Aye, the tale goes that rather than facing the fate spun for him by Namir, he hid beneath a mangled corpse of his leader and watched as his companions were torn apart one by one. Also that he might return home to see his son born. Should he have died a hero rather than lived a coward? Was being able to see his son worth having a boy grow knowing his father was a craven, a disgrace to his friends and family? Should I ever find myself faced with a similar decision, would I have the courage to walk the righteous path? Now you know the true reason I will never step into that cave. Yeah, and with that we unlocked the dungeon Cutter's Cry. And there we are in Cutter's Cry. At least the first area of it. You will see in a moment. Ah, that's chic. So, Kata's Cry is a bit unusual for a dungeon insofar that you regularly have to clean up mobs to continue. Not just because of some walls, but simply the path won't open until you do. For no apparent reason. And the second mob wave. Where is the portal that just opened? Ah, directly in front of me. Okay, and the third thing is a tunnel. Careful with the shrapnel, as all types of bombs, they can do a ton of damage with explosions. So don't be too greedy, and in case it starts exploding, better run. In the boss room, our first boss is the Myrmidon Princess. It's kind of like some lever quest bosses that continuously spawn monsters, and well, you have to defeat them before their ad waves overwhelm you. Once the boss is down, everything else leaves. Okay, the second part. We have Centrals, we have Sabotenders. Yeah, for over 1,000 needles, it does 1,000 damage divided by the number of players hit by it. Probably best just to entirely avoid it. This moth-eaten coatie can be turned by crafters into a decent piece of equipment for, yeah, for crafters, I believe. I believe it becomes, what was it? Seneschal's coatie? I don't know. Vintage coatie? Here you just have to find the sand pit to continue on, unlike the first areas. It tends to be pretty much on the opposite end of... That's what's good. Okay, the second boss, the giant tunnel worm. Please let our healer have intelligence. The boss is not really hard, but... There is a sludge. Good. So, where does it come? Over there. Yeah, he dives and does a bit of damage when you get in his path. Borders of the arena first. And let's look if this one happens. The further away you are from the middle of a room, the less damage you get. Okay. Okay, and the third part of the ether pools here. Careful explosions. Here, sharp right. Ow. Ow! And there's a camera. Come over here. Put. Anyway, this is actually a pretty tough boss. Careful, Ram's breath. You have to really pay attention. It can easily wipe you if you Violet Eyes, I believe, stay close. Yep. That hurts. Blue Eyes is run away. Single target. There should be a ball of energy right now. There it is. Blue Eyes are. Because that one really hurts. You get caught by that. Once more. And Keeper is a AoE attack. When you get him. Okay. Passion. Let's leave. I had secretly hoped for a weapon, but, well, it wasn't to be. Anyway, until next time then, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.